And here we go with Nomad as the first game of the day. You see the town center starting to pop up here. Just gonna switch the names of the teams here to show that we in fact have Cunning LInguist versus Psychos, was it? Alright. So let's have a look at the players and stats. There's some flaring of the docks in the north and stuff first, and the Nomad stuff. You want to tell your teammates about your starting location. And there will always be surprises because you'll show up more often than not close to your enemy. But let's look at the players' names and civilizations of choice here. It is Nomad, and we have Oxen in the blue with the Malians here. Very, very solid Nomad civilization. You could drop the dock right away, like is common on Nomad, but you could also afford to produce the fishing ship right away because of the wood savings you get playing Malians. Benjamin Kittiao is building his TC in the middle of his teammate and Marius here. Benjamin is Italian, so he... Psychos, thank you. I'll fix that. Well, in the middle here, we have Benjamin with the Italians. Tells me he might want to fight for water here, because Italians, they have many advantages and bonuses applying to water play. And... yeah, that's a big eye. I'll fix that later as well. Classic Nomad here though, look at this TC placement here. Yes, that's not playing into the favor of Marius here, who by the way docked a pawn in the middle. That's just both good and bad here. All in all, it's only 5 deep fish here, so I hope he doesn't over-invest into water here. On the other hand, this fish is likely to not get raided. So classic Nomad... shouldn't necessarily call it mistake, but if you dock in the middle, there's very much limited the fish as compared to all around the edges there. There will always be water on the edge for Nomad. Right, so where there's lots of deep fish to be taken. But back to the civilization, last player for Cunning LInguist is Otherseal with the Spanish. Spanish build faster, so you should be off to a good start with Spanish on Nomad, since your town center will complete more quickly than the generic civilizations. You also have lots of stone on Nomad, so getting into mass conquistadors should absolutely be a possibility for the Spanish. Oh, they found the enemy here, clearing the location of the town center. As for Psychos, we have Marius here, as mentioned earlier, with the Vietnamese. And bonus of being Vietnamese, you get to know the town center location of the enemies, so Marius knows what is up for here. He could actually tower rush both here, if he gets a smooth and quick feudalage, because he has a stone right next to his town center, so he could do lots of damage here, but he will also need to expect to be 1 versus 2 for large parts of the game, as can happen on Nomad. And for his teammates, we have Dr. Dude all over on the left-hand side here with the Persians. Dr. Dude, did you drop a dock? Yes, you did. There it is. So Persians as well, they can drop the dock right away with their 250, or I mean their extra 50 starting wood, means that they could get to the fish boom right away as well. Beautiful Nomad civilization. Not to mention that from the feudal age, your town center and docks start working 10% faster, 15% faster in the castle age, and 20% faster in the imperial age. And finally, Octopus with the Burgundians, which I would not consider a top tier Nomad Civ. I also absolutely don't recommend placing the TC this close to water, because if If the other team controls the water, sorry for the bad diction here. If the other team controls the water, take control of water over there early on, once they get to say the Castle Age onward, they could just wreck this TC with War Galley Fire and the likes. You could even risk getting a demo shot land at some of your villagers if they venture too close to the sea here. But what I do like though is that the town center and the docks are close, so you have a minimum of walking distance there. We'll have to pay a little bit attention to the eco upgrades for Octopus as well, and see if the Burgundians player here actually opts for the early, earlier economic technologies. Seems like Adderseal is the one who's off to the best start though, idling a lot of fishing ships now, mind you, but that earlier TC pays off. There's 22 and 23 population here. Cunning Linguist in a good spot here to start the game. I don't see any sign of any feudal age yet, but it might not be too far off. Yeah, Adderseal with some idle TC time here now, struggling for food maybe, or idling for the next stage. There's a lot of idle TC time for Adderseal. What's going on there? What do you think about the Bulgarians? You mean the Burgundians or Bulgarians? There's no Bulgarians here, I think. Ah, okay, yeah, that's what we mean. Yeah, Bulgarians. Yeah, I can see that as relevant. It's always good to know where the enemy locations are, but Bulgarians, I don't hate them for Nomad, but for Nomad I always prefer to have some kind of Dark Age bonus in terms of quicker building buildings like the Spanish, or simply an easier way to do fish boom like the Persians and Malians have. Read that wrong, no worries. Alright, so we have some feudal age transitions on the way here. And the first one to hit the feudal age will be Dr. Dude. Maybe not surprisingly, since the Persians have one of those eco bonuses going for them. We're also going up at 29 pop here. Gold quite close to TC. Lumber camp going up now as well, so that double bit axe can be researched early in the feudal age to boost the wood efficiency income. Now let's have a look at their scouting on water here. 4, 6. So here's a tip for Nomad or any water map in general, which I don't think they are doing currently, but when you're on the way to the feudal age, you want to know, I mean, at least if you plan to challenge water, which you should early on in feudal age in Nomad, you want to send one of your fishing ships around the map and try to find the enemy dock locations. Like down here we have 2 enemy docks for Oxen, for example. Oxen here with the Malians. Pretty sure he wants to contest some water here since he has 2 docks up already. And maybe, just maybe, Oxen has some idea about the enemy dock locations as well. It doesn't really. So that's an important one to scout. If you plan to fight for water, you need to know where the enemy dock locations are. Fire Galley on the way out, and now Oxen, are you gonna go in blind here? Oh, that's a late loom. Is Adderseal not? It's still in Dark Age. This is gonna be this is gonna be a pretty solid fast, not fast castle, but it's gonna be a pretty solid Castle Age for Adderseal here, as we see red walling off here, and same with teal up here. Don't want to risk running into each other here. A barracks for the Vietnamese. Vietnamese would go for Vietnamese would definitely want to go for archers as well, or Rattan archers, their unique unit. But we need to follow the fire galleys here. Now we have military count here on water. So it looks like Italians, as expected, also are going for water here. We have 2 docks for Benjamin Netanyahu here as well. But they will need to find the enemy locations here. You can't just have, or you can play defensively with fire galleys, obviously. But you shouldn't. You should find your enemy's dock locations and start killing their fish. I see a barracks going up here for Dr. Dude, so he may be thinking about a land aggression. Oxen has the scouts out already, but not quite engaging just yet. He's found some houses here, is also scouting the map with geese. Random villager to the middle pond. Are they going to contest the middle pond? That would be epic if they actually see that Red has docked here and has so many fish. I'll enter the scouts. Persians want to go scouts as well. Good reaction there from Dr. Dude to not lose anything into the scouts that time around. Castle Age on the way for either seal, so that extra amount of villagers early on paid off here. Oh, the quick walls for Dr. Dude here. He's keeping the scouts out like a champ here. Will he succeed? He did! 10 points for Dr. Dude here for keeping the scouts' aggression out of the foragers here and not losing a single villager so far, allowing him to get some spearmen out and fend off the aggression here. Flare in the south. Not sure what that flare is about. But we have some fighting on water as well, and this looks like Benjamin's fight here. I'm looking at the galley numbers. Yes, 8 galleys! 8 fire galleys for Benjamin Netanyahu, so he's really doing some work on water here, but he needs to contest the fish and not kill the houses. There's a player to the north as well, where Dr. Dude is doing some work against Adderseal's fish eco here, which is going to be very important for Adderseal if he wants to play the conquistadors here, which should be the case in Cast Age. But all in all, I think Cunning and LInguist have good control over water now. They have 10 fire galleys total. They may actually be over-investing here on this nomad map on water, but they can definitely keep control and will have that extra food eco on water working for them. Octopus and Dr. Dude in the cast stages now as well. Octopus with the Burgundians, double stables. Is he going straight for the Cavalier here? Benjamin just passing here, but he got those. And one-on-one fire ship here is one that Adderseal should win. I think Psychos won't have an easy way back on water here. Dr. Dude is doing some work here. He has 4 fire galleys total, but if just Benjamin joins in on the other side, they should be fine. And Octon with raids on land here is getting the gold count of Marius down here. Let's see, the total villager count here is actually just slightly ahead for Cunning LInguist here. But these villager kills and the fishing boat kills on water are certainly going to make a difference here. Oxen in the cast stage as well. He could pump out some camels with the Valiants, or he could even justify light cav now with the numbers of scouts currently on the field. Oh, let's go find those as well. Oxen, 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 you need to patrol. Patrol! Just passing, that's another 10 villagers free to kill right there. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh, pity after killing so many, all of the gold wielders of the Vietnamese here. And where is that Spanish castle drop? It's in the back here to secure some stone, that's fine. We have conquistadors on the way, that's good for the map control. And Adderseed in a good spot to hit both Vietnamese and Burgundians here, I think. Keep in mind, Burgundians knights, they don't get bloodlines, so they are weaker than your generic, than the other typical cavalry civilizations knights. Both Oxen and Dr. Dude are extending their economies here. What's going on here? The Persians really making a fight for water here after all. And we'll be needing Teal to join in here. Here comes Benjamin. But in the meantime, Benjamin will be losing a couple of boats here, and other seals fish eco in the north is in danger. Good spot. Horse collar in for Benjamin now. And a little bit of hit and run here. Conquistadors doing alright here. Overall, army situation for Cunning LInguist is looking good here. But this berry eco though, come on! Just passing the scouts there for Oxen a moment ago. It's really a pity I didn't see them. Oxen is on the move now with some nitro. Oh! Ah! Persian cavalry archers! What am I witnessing here? Oh boy, oh boy. It's just an elaborate distraction while eventually going into the trash bows here for Dr. Dude maybe. Persians with the unique technology from Castle Age command around, they can produce crossbows costing all the wood. He's literally going full Persian cavalry archer here. What a champ! You never see Persian cavalry archers. And Bloodline's even in, so he knows his way around the upgrades here. Defense and fletching, just missing ballistics, but Persian cav archers, man. I don't see that as a long-term option. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen it. Actually need to document that. Oxen with like weeks of knights and camels here now. What's the naval situation? There's still ships here. Where's Teal's ships? Benjamin, why aren't you contesting water up here? You need to save your buddy's fish eco over here. They're actually not fighting for water at all at this point, which is fine. There's lots of things going on land. We have some raid here from Octopus on Benjamin's and other seals economies here. But these Burgundian knights will be cleaned up by the conquistadors here. Oxen seems to be doing some work on the other side, but cavalry archers can pull on Burton's cavalry archer. Aye, aye, aye. I mean, I can see the appeal on Nomads due to all of the hills and the terrain and the never-ending resources to have that kind of mobility in a raiding unit, but you never see Persian cav archers. They are missing missing bracer, among other things. I'm not even sure if Persians get heavy cavalry archer. They probably do, but they must be lacking other important stuff. Parking tactics, maybe. Right. Oh, and now we see it here. He is so close to water. If Benjamin gets into fire ship here, he could actually take out this town. This is such a beautiful call to see that he sits so close to the shoreline, and you could actually contest it with your fire ship. And that also forces Dr. Dude to engage here, and that means Dr. Dude is going to lose his naval army. He is outnumbered here. The town center is doing work though. Yeah, I think he needs fire ships to take this one out. And in the meantime, Yellow is trying to engage here. Now, Yellow should lose the numbers here. Benjamin need to focus the armies here now, I think. Meanwhile, we have a castle for Oxen as well. So much needed gold control here near the hill. Cav archers doing some work here. I think they even have ballistics by now. No, they actually don't. They're just standing still and doing their best to fire here. Yeah, not without the cost of some builders for Oxen here. He's falling behind the Persian's counterpart here with 20 plus villagers here. And Persian town centers work faster. So, and this TC is castle is denied? Are you kidding me? Oh man. So much going on here on these Nomad games. Always so eventful. We have a castle for Marius as well. Not really placing and making any Rattan Archers just yet, but definitely has the option. Double ships and fire galleys here. But yeah, it's time to ask the Persian fish eco being content. What are these ships doing? Get to work. Go and kill enemy fish. Don't give the Persians the free boom. I'll say those scavengers did work though, and now we have knights and conquistador running here. Benjamin could actually go in Imperial Age soon. Oh, he just reached Cast Age actually. That's quite late for the Hellas, but also kind of expected for the player going for water control with the huge investment that water is to go about like that. Cavalry archers not really playing into Persian strengths here, but they do have 70 hit points. They have +2. They are essentially fully upgraded for Cast Age. Conquistadors under the TC Pyre. Why would you do that? But it's the cleanup over here, and all the Cavaliers down just like that for Dr. Dude, who is losing terrain on water and on land, and still going for those mass cavalry archers. Incredible. Vietnamese extending here as well, and a TC in the middle for Octopus. That's just begging to be raided. And second castle is up for the Spanish here, and we have double castle production potential for the conquistadors here. There's some raiding going on. They're hitting the Persians here. I think that's a good call to hit the presumed strongest player, looking at the score and looking at the way they play their armies as well. But the Vietnamese have some crossbows out on the field as well and could be annoying. And a castle drop, Nomad Classic here to yeah, more or less deny this TC of Adderseal. So, some Vietnamese crossbows on this side helping out. Conquistadors want to render Persians homeless here. That's going to take them a while, because judging from the amount of houses here, I don't think Dr. D is going to die anytime soon. And that's why Benjamin Kitty didn't have fire ships, obviously. He wasn't in the Cast Age yet. Now he could consider doing so. Take out these dogs, Persian dogs. They take forever to take out, so maybe you want to focus the fish instead. As Oxen is also trying to get the fish boom back on track here with the water control that Cunning LInguist now have. Oh boy, these builders are in a dangerous line of work here, trying to run away from their home to escape castle fire. Imperial Age on the way for Adderseal, though. Are you gonna see elite conquistadors here? I don't see that all that too often. I'd love to see Adderseal using the conquistadors even more actively, though, but he's on the move here. He's gonna kill some Vietnamese villagers and maybe some fish here. Look at these fish traps here. This guy has been watching the Viper. Some nice Knights raids from Oxen on this side as well. Yeah, I'd say that Cunning Linguists have full water control now. They have the villagers lead almost. There are actually 7 villagers behind cycles here, but they do have a player that's just around imp here. That means that he could start pumping out trebs and contest the castles of Marius here. No rat archers for the Vietnamese then, and some map control easily lost as well with siege on the field. This castle seems ambitious, but it's Spanish, they build faster. Trebuchets on the way, perfect. We have 2 castles producing trebuchets here, so other seal knows his stuff here. The player in the middle, and the Persian cav archers are back at it! Oh boy, oh boy. Good raids here on Oxen's economy, Psychos not messing around there. 40 Persians cavalry archers running around the field now, trying to snipe builders, and now they have ballistics as well, so they have an easier time hitting moving targets. Some relocation here, as can be done on Nomad, Octopus, with a DC. It's got some nice presence all across the field. It's not really bringing enough army to the table, going for the Costier here. It could be a good call, but they should also be kind of weak to Conquistador's masses here. No sign of elite Conquistador just yet, but the traps are out, and the castles of Marius should be history here. Alright, down they go. Conquistadors and traps here. This isn't going to be easy to push back unless you have mass crossbow, mass arbalest here for Marius. We see Oxen is in the Imperial Age as well, so this doesn't look too shabby for Cunning Linguist here. This is where the big fights go down. There's some cavalry archers trying to take out the town centers. Look at these masses of cavalry archers for the Persians. It's so tough to handle, but now Cavalier shouldn't be too far off for Octon here. He doesn't quite have the numbers now. He needs even more here, I think. He has 75 villagers to support everything. Persians have a better boom here on the way to the Imperial Age. Still takes the fight. The Imperial Age armor is in for Oxen here, and he tries to get a Magnol hit in. Cavalier is in, and it's a big old laggy mess here with all the stuff going on Nomad here. Oh, don't leave the traps alone, poor guys. Cleaning up here though, the Conquistadors should be able to clean up these crossbows if they get close enough. Masses of cav archers are going to be so tough to handle. Imperial Age isn't too far off for Dr. Dude either, so we might have Turb's war on this side as well, and in that case Oxen only has 1 castle to 2 of the Persians here. Meanwhile we have Costier on the field for Octopus, and with a charged attack they could do big things here, especially in terms of raiding. See, the one-shot villagers, it's so stupid. But they're not as great against buildings, so that's at least something they have got going for them. Cavalry archers, do Persians even get heavy cavalry? Oh, they get party tactics! Why aren't we seeing Persians cavalry archers more often? And they get all of the upgrades, almost. Huh. Big fight. Are we gonna see some Mangonel shots here? I think Cunning, LInguist, or rather Oxen, needs Onager here for this to be truly efficient, but he could get a sneaky hit in here on these ridiculous heavy cavalry archer masses here. 60 Persians heavy cavalry archers on the field now. And we have 55 crossbows for Red as well, so he's hanging in there. He lost his castle, so he can't really make Rattan archers here, but there's a huge mess over here still with Costier and crossbows and all the things you can dream of here. Maybe we'll even see Arbalest here for Red getting careening. Is it? I'm thinking about the transport here, to transport over to Oxen side with some archers maybe. Yeah, careening that allows for twice the villagers inside the transport, 10 villagers instead of 5. And it also gives your ships some armor, but there aren't really any ships here to benefit from that. Light cab for the Vietnamese here. Light cab, Arbalest by the looks of it. Meanwhile, we have Paladin for Adderseal. That's a good switch in the Imperial Age to make for the Spanish. Not to rely exclusively on Conquistadors for map control in the late game, but make that Paladin switch and we'll contest enemy units masses, especially Burgundians Paladins. Spanish Paladins would wreck Burgundians Paladins because Burgundians don't get bloodlines. Some big battle events on both sides here now. Nomad at his best here. Such a beautiful mess here. Just gonna check one thing here. Please. This should help a tiny bit with performance, I think. We're back at it. So Malian's Cavalier chasing here. They have Parima as well, as you can see. The Malian's unique technology giving the cavalry line units +5 attack. So 12 + 7 Cavaliers here. That's almost equivalent to Lithuanian's Cavalier here. Chasing down Dr. Dude's heavy cavalry archers now, and I think eventually Oxen is gonna win this unless Dr. Dude goes for some hit and run micro here. It's still a good trade to diminish the cavalry archer numbers. Only a few heavy cavalries left now, and we see that also Dr. Dude is making the Paladin switch here now. Honestly, I think he could go for heavy cavalry, but maybe he doesn't want to try and contest Malian's Pariemba camels here. On the other side, we have Spanish Paladins, we have Treb pushing, and good momentum for Cunning LInguist now. They have large army mass here, but keep in mind that there's still some naval army for Cunning LInguist here that plays in as well. Paladin, Spanish Paladinos raiding away here now, and looks like Benjamin is planning for some infantry switch here, maybe add some halberdiers to the mix here with Italian, no, not halberdiers, Italians don't get those, but pikemen. The push is real here though, some great paladin raids here, but Oxen is also being raided by paladins, so it's so many paladins on the field right now. 25 paladins for green and 25 Parimba cavaliers for Oxen doing work over here. And on the south side we have paladins raiding Marius' eco. I mean, honestly, just take out the dock and Marius just loses a lot of the fish income here. Sorry about the lag, by the way, and could be a capture rate thing. I might need to cast in regular client after all. But it could also be a little bit of server lag from in-game. I wouldn't know though, my players would know if that was the case. Alright, Paladin's pulling back. Strategic. Draw back here. Oxen raiding Victorian Cavaliers. Oxen really MVP areas. Cavalier everywhere here. It's doing some serious work. Purple seems a bit incapacitated here now. The TC starting location is down. Purple can't really bring too much army to the field here now. And wait. Yeah, here I was looking at thought Burgundians had an armor list, but I don't, obviously. There's some presence in the middle here for Octopus, so we shouldn't discredit them completely here. But the army numbers they bring to the field aren't convincing here. It's 137 to 74 military for Cunning, Linguist, and it's a strong army combination too with, well, Italians Knights, but Spanish Paladins and Krebs and Oxen holding on in the north here. Not 100% succeeding in pushing back the yellow player here. Dr. Dude is keeping a much more healthy builder count behind this as compared to Oxen. There's 3 dogs here, not any huge fish eco going for Oxen either, so remember to all players, keep producing builders, especially when you get raided in a late game, to keep up with the numbers and keep your economy rolling. There's a big flare in the middle here though. Whose point of view am I on even? I think I'm on Oxen's point of view right now. Yeah, Oxen is holding on like a champ here and allowing his Spanish teammate to put on this side. Beautiful paladin raids from Adderseal here. Scores are not too dissimilar, honestly. It's like 1500 points difference. So Psycho's definitely holding on here, but they're gonna struggle for army as the game moves on there. Now we have tables for the Vietnamese here. I think what would be better for the Vietnamese here is drop more barracks and pump out halberdiers against the cavalry raids here, because everything that Cunning LInguist has on the field right now is cavalry units. So if you pump out some mass halberdiers, you're forcing Cunning LInguist to make a counter unit to that. And yeah, the barracks are going up here, so that's good. Not really producing anything significant. I see there are some arbalists on the field somewhere. Red as well, but I think those are over here. They'll be standing there for like 30 minutes. Slow but steady push from green here though. Adderseal is doing work with the paladins after the conquistadors earlier on. Where are the conquistadors, by the way? They could be used in a battle as well, so don't forget your idle armies in a chaotic nomad map. Marius here in red, he's being constantly raided here. Not going to be allowed to mine around these farms either. It's farming camps by the looks of it. But, oh, elephants, okay. Elite battle elephants, are you kidding me? I mean, they're tanky, but they're slow. Meanwhile, in the north, we have a one-on-one battle between the boomers, Oxen and Dr. Dude here, and the Persians looked like they were getting the better end of the deal a while ago. They have 33 paladins now for Persians, but where are they? They are collecting up here for another raid, maybe. Very exposed to the economy here. Looks like they have they're just begging to be raided here. Castle is down, perfect. Oxen can run in again and snipe some more villagers here. Heavy camel as well for Oxen here. That's a good switch to make against the paladins play from the Persians. Benjamin with the elite skirmishers here. How does that apply? There's barely any. Okay, it's gonna work against. It's gonna work against a halberdier switch from the Vietnamese here. So jolly good old run in here of Paladin versus Paladin here. Let's see the upgrades. 14 plus 2, 14 plus 1. But then there's more armor, I think. No, 14 plus 4. Yellow is winning this because of better upgrades. So other team, Spanish have a full tech 3. Remember to get all the upgrades for the Paladins as well, especially if your opponent has them. Alright, so yeah, eventful Nomad game so far here. Always lots of action on Nomad. We have a bit of a relocation by Benjamin. Kitten Yao here is going to... If he can get to Genoese Crossbowmen or Elite Genoese Crossbowmen, that's also fantastic in the sim matchup here against all the cavalry on the field. It would shred even Battle Elephants, I think, but most definitely would shred the Paladins of Dr. Dude here. Oh, the lag though. This is just a capturing. I need made to cast the next games in the actual in-game fight. Rimpa Heavy Camels doing work here for Oxen. Octopus joins in with Burgundians, Halberdiers here though. Halberdiers. Yeah, I got most of the upgrades as well, missing some attack upgrades. But it's a good call, although Oxen did deny the castle here and is going to take out some more paladins as well. But 96 villagers now for Dr. Dude, so he's been subject to some raids here. Marius isn't really using the armies over here. They've been standing under the TC for most of the game here now. Sneaky Tower still doing work for Marius, trying to take some small sneaky map measures here. But I think I favor Cunning LInguist's map control better here. We have about Light Cav out on the field as well. And if they kill a Paladin, I'd be surprised. But here we have mix of heavy camels joining in as well. Trev go down for Oxen, but the Paladins will go down as well. And nothing to stop Oxen from adding more trebuchets as he's currently doing. What's going on in the south though? Paladins just chilling out here. They're going to focus on the top side now, Oxen and his team. So I'd love to see some castles from Benjamin Kitten Yao here. LOE, let's go, yeah! A few matches to warm up before we hidden cup here. So Benjamin Kitten Yao is floating a lot of stone here. And Genoese command would be very helpful in the matchup here, especially against the Paladins from the Italians, but no, from the Persians. But I think they do decent against the Halberdiers as well. Uh-oh. Oh, no, don't take... Shit, that lag though. Alright, Conquistadors are back on the field. Perfect, that's a good against the Halberdiers, as long as you don't let the Halberdiers get close, and they're not allowed to do just that. Camels! Just passing. Gonna try and raid Octopus now. We don't want Burgundians back in the game here. They're contributing a lot now with the Halberdiers here, and the game is already at 1 hour 13 minutes, and there's no clear winner in sight here. It's 2,000 points apart, so I believe in the overall population, army population, especially of Cunning LInguist here, but they aren't succeeding in pushing back so successfully on either side. Halberdiers doing serious work here for Octopus with the Burgundians. And Paladin raids for Dr. Dude in the northeast side here. I mean, it's a very messy game this. There's not so much push on this side anymore, but Adderseal did cripple Marius quite a bit here. You see Marius the lowest scorer, as is Benjamin on the other team as well. There is some potential here to use the enable RB for Benjamin though. Not to mention that in the in the late game you could go for cannon galleons as well, and you could take out towns and from the shoreline. 12k food for Spanish, yeah. So Adderseal... Maybe it's... No, it's not really pop-capped either. Could go for Spanish Hussars here, I guess. Long sword for Oxen. That's a good call against the Halberdier switch. Amalian, Longswords, and probably soon to be champions. They are extremely tanky, and the only thing really stopping them is some, well, Paladins actually should do okay, but also like heavy Scorpions, Masses, or something like that works well against the infantry Masses. Alright, 200 Sportsmen on the move here, and Dr. Dude, he may be struggling for gold now, because it's... No, he's not struggling for gold, it's just spamming Hussar to raid them, I guess. Such a tight map. There's some space still to be taken here, but there's not really much resources to be gained. And what is with the lag here? I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about it at this point. Late game, AoE 2. I'll try one more thing here to help the performance maybe a little bit. Alright, so we have Captain Benjamin now. Is he going to go for the Genoese here? Oxen, you need to fix your idols. Go get some stone. And Halberdier, pull on Halberdier from the Burgundians here. I think that's the best thing they can offer at this stage in the game. Now Conquistadors firing away at the Hussars and the Paladins here. Malin champions as well. And some cover fire from the castle. Will we be seeing Oxen and Adderseal pushing back here now? We need some more siege on the field. Trebs, maybe have Spanish bring in some siege trap here. And Red is slowly getting back into the game here as well. This seems like a solid long game. Oh! Is the Italian douche here going to take full control over the gold here and maybe snipe some villagers with the town center here, if that goes up? Doesn't seem to be any reaction. Oh, villager fights. This garrison dude, come on. His reaction to pump out some siege here for Vietnamese is going to... that's one way to do it. That is one way to do it. And Arbs here to snipe the villagers as they pop out. I need to see this to the end. I need to see this TC going down to villagers only, and Arbs, but mainly villagers here. Oh, they pop out. Oh, what a chap chopping wood in the middle of the battlefield here, but he lost his home now and is getting punished for trying to work when he should be on strike. So the Red Union here tells him that that's not okay, and he dies for it. It's lagged though. Conquistadors still doing some work against the Halberdiers, but both teams seem to struggle to close out the games here. Again, I would make an argument for a little bit of naval presence here. There's quite a few buildings close-ish to the shoreline here from both teams, so either team could go for cannon galleons in water and take out some core buildings on land here. 1 hour 22 minutes and no winner in sight here. Scores pretty even still. Military count as well now is well ahead for Psychos here. 207 military to 81 here. Although that might be mainly trash, Imperial Skirmishers, Halberdiers. But then the Persian bringing the Paladins in. Maybe this is Psychos' game. Raids, Halberdier raids on Adderseal's side here, so Adderseal is losing villagers. It's down to 48 villagers. I don't see the other side of any Italians fish trapped either, which could be a case the fishing ships of the Italians are cheaper, so you always want to make use of the Italians' fish. Looking at green, he's Spanish of course. Sonremo, hello. So what are we witnessing here? Looks like Oxen is getting pushed back here, but what a game it's been for these guys. There's not out of the question to make a comeback here still. Why Spanish doesn't send food or wood? Yeah, good question. Yeah, looking bad for Cunning and LInguist now. They had such great momentum, but the opposing team defending like champs. And the Halberdiers raids here with other seal with mainly paladins on the field. Then no way to go there. And where is trade? The valid question as well. Looks like this Nomad map is almost running out of gold here. But there's still paladins for Psychos here. 40 paladins total now, going to deal with the castle of Benjamin with the paladins here. Yeah, I think it's over for Cunning and LInguist now. They still have some army on the field, but they're down to half the villagers. They don't seem to be producing anywhere. Do I even see that? I don't think they're really making work of the thesis. Paladin raids on the Spanish again. There's a flare down here. Vietnamese with some serious army numbers as well. It's mainly Imperial skirmishers, but army is army, and if you can protect your tribes from whatever here, you could take down the Spanish cats, finish them off. Some solid fish going on for Italians here with no sign on fish traps, so that's not going to benefit you long. Look at Anderson's resources though. Just have to communicate in the team here to send some resources. The numbers above is production. Yeah, I was thinking about a villager production here. If I can see that somewhere. Maybe that's the villager production queue? No? How are you feeling after yesterday's beer at Take-Up? Little bit headache, maybe? A little bit. It's okay though, I actually woke up before the alarm clock. But drinking for each demolition ship was a bad idea. Oxen, how are we doing up here? Hussars and Paladins taking Oxen down to almost the point of 0 here, and GG is called. What a huge, messy old game here though for both teams, and fantastic next level defense from Dr. Dude here. Can't believe you came back, I can't either. With so freaking Persian full heavy cavalry archer from Dr. Dude. But Persian, strong nomad civilization. So never say never, and Red is definitely back in the game here as well, with, I think it's actually top cap here. So doing some work here. Benjamin, are you going to resign, or are you carry this all on your own? GG guys. Oh boy, oh boy. That's it. Now we could see at the stats here, which at least should be like, look at this. Ooh, he actually got the wheelbarrow Dark Age from Burgundians. That's cool. And he got the eco upgrades as well. I think that's Dark Age. Or is it Feudal? Can't really see Feudal here. But tab shows the army numbers increasing for Psychos here in the end. Military score should show good numbers from both Dr. Dude and Persians with the Paladins here. We get Beast getting back to the trash later on. The economy should be spectacular here for both the Malian and Persians players here. With Boom they had going for them, but Dr. Dude with an even stronger one. Surprisingly enough, not collecting as many resources as Oxen here. Let's see the tech times here. Yeah, fastest feudal for Persians and Malians here. Benjamin's taking a long time in the feudal to contest water, and he did good there. And the issue for Cunning LInguist is to close out the game. A little bit about communication, maybe other seal could forward some resources if the teammates were in need of whatever, and Oxen may have benefited from heavy camel earlier on with Malians as well, because with heavy camels with Malians, Persians can't stop him. with their own cavalls. They are simply weaker in terms of attack and defense. And of course, halberdiers stop. And again, we can see like others still did go for the use the conquistadors to snipe some halberdiers, and Oxen made the 200 swordsmen or long swordsmen. But incredible comeback by Psychos here, I have to say.